The war in Syria hangs heavy with tales of appalling violence, of massacres and abuse. But for Britain and America, it's alleged chemical attacks that cross a red line and raise the spectre of military intervention. On the 29th of April, Saraqeb came under attack from government military positions about 5 miles in that direction. Using eyewitness testimony and video taken on the day, we tried to piece together what happened. The filming started right here from this vantage point as the artillery shells landed just on the other side of the building. It's a day that ended with what's claimed to be a chemical weapons attack. Allahu Akbar. A local activist gave us this footage. He says it was taken as the shells landed. We can't verify these images, but all the videos you're going to see were apparently taken on the same day by different people we met. A helicopter was spotted high above the town. Eyewitnesses allege at least 2 canisters were dropped from it. They say it was shortly after they landed that casualties started to arrive at Saraqeb Hospital. 8 people were admitted, apparently with similar symptoms. They appear to be vomiting with breathing problems. The worst affected was Mariam Khatib. Relatives claim a device had landed in her garden. The mother of 8 died later that day. Her daughter lies nearby. Her tongue appears distended. She's frothing at the mouth. She, like most of the victims, responded to treatment. Her sons were also on the scene and say they had to be treated. Again, they apparently suffered respiratory and vision problems and appear to have constricted pupils. Mohammed is the eldest son. He says he'd tried to help his mother, but she collapsed in his arms.
It was a horrible, suffocating smell. You couldn't breathe at all. Your body would become really tired. You'd lose all senses. You'd feel like you were dead. You couldn't even see. I couldn't see anything for 3 or 4 days.
We were taken to the house by one of her nephews. He showed us where the device is said to have landed. Samples from here and from the victims have been sent to Britain, France, Turkey and America. Test results are pending. A British chemical expert has looked at this material and says there's strong but incomplete evidence a nerve agent was used. 4 of the patients were brought here, to a hospital near the border. Dr. Juma treated them. They were put through decontamination and were given atropine to treat their symptoms. But it was too late for Mariam Khatib.
The symptoms she displayed, unconsciousness, vomiting, pinpoint pupils, they all correspond to poison gas exposure. They often match organophosphate poisoning. It has many derivatives, one of which is sarin gas. We had our doubts, but we can't be sure until we analyze it.
Today, Mohammed Khatib lives in a tent outside town, too afraid to go home. It's impossible to know what really happened here, but it's left behind grief and despair.
I don't believe there'll be any response. People are dying, children becoming orphans and women widows. It's been going on for 3 years now. There would be a response already, but there's none.
In cramped makeshift camps that shelter Syria's homeless families, the real issue isn't how people were killed. It's death itself. The inexorable tide of violence, the destruction of their country, and what they see as the indifference of the world to their plight. Pannell, BBC News, in Saraqeb.